evening, everyone. Myself, Vandana, the Wiki National Youth Representative of the Water Resource Council, welcome you all on behalf of Monday Musing with Women for Water. This is an initiative of the Eco Development and Research Cell, a not-for-profit initiative of the environmental design consultants from Ahmedabad. It is running in support with the Wiki Water Resource Council and in collaboration with W4W Foundation. Our media partner for this event is Counterview. I am joined today with Mansi Balbhargav, who is our National President of the Water Resource Council at Wiki. We are glad to start the conversation, namely as Monday Musing, Women for Water, which we are colloquially referring to as Blue Lips. Name may be sounding a little different, but I think what we wish to celebrate is to share the worries and wisdom of women in water sector. Here we hope to learn from the endeavors that has been undertaken by individual women in a very disciplined manner, like a masterclass. It sounds like a masterclass in a formal sense, but I think the conversations are going to be extremely frank and candid in nature. So I request my viewers to stay tuned throughout the session, and you may post your question if required on the chat itself. Today, I am joined and we are very glad to listen and know more about Dr. Mamata Mohapatra. Welcome, Mamata ji, to our session. To briefly introduce to all of you, Dr. Mamata Mohapatra, she currently works at the Hydro and Electrometallurgy Department of the Institute of Minerals and Materials Technology, a regional research laboratory being set up at Bhubaneswar. To give an insight into her career, her citation index is 26. She has already supervised about 5 PhD theses and more than 20 master's students. I'm sure you all would agree that her work speaks volumes about her vast experience in the sector. Let us get started to know her more closely. So Mamata ji, once again, I heartily welcome you on behalf of the Wiki WRC for this Monday Musing. And I would like to get started by asking you, how did you start your journey in the water sector? Can you give us a little bit background about the same?
Yeah, thank you, Vandana ji. Also, I would be delighted to speak about my research career, basically focused to water during my early days of research when I was a PhD student. That time we had a challenging project from Australia. It is specifically Australia Aid project, where we need to develop some kind of mitigated procedures or mitigated adjuvant to work out the minimization of arsenic pollution in Indian water as well as Australian water. So we got success. We developed some kind of adjuvant which works, and Australia they advertise this project also quite a lot and get lot of uh, highlight of how the arsenic actually, if you see the arsenic and fluoride, both are two main important toxic element in the water. It's called chemical pollutants, and because of that, many health issues are occurring. Till today also, mostly you'll find all over world the solution is very minimal, particularly focused to R&D solutions. So many NGOs are working not only in India, in other part of the country and other part of world. So that actually created a lot of enthusiasm when we take that project. That time I was a student, and I carries that project like a, basically I impressed the challenge of that project, and I take it as my career advance. And based on that work, I also join as a permanent member over here, focus on that work. I also did some work on the fluoride also as well. So 10 years of my career, initial career, I spent the on the water research, basically in the chemical pollutant, how to treat chemical pollutant. So that is exciting research problems. Also, not only it is a research problem, it is a awareness for the society that we can develop in future. I don't think so. As a scientist, I can tell you this problem can be solved alone if only we will do R&D. We need lot of awareness in the general community. People doesn't know what is fluoride, arsenic, or any kind of chemical pollutant. If you say, since like any virus or bacteria, since we populated or we make lot of awareness program, so that people know, get easily known that okay, these are the things in the water which causes disease, which causes the like hygienic, we have to our hygienic also is affected by these things. But nobody can, very few people speak about the chemical pollutant. So that thing is need a platform actually, where we attract the common people who are into the problem, who are facing the problem, and the society and political leaders and our community, to see okay, these are the problem we need to first address if we are going to survive ourselves, and if we are mainly we want to relieve from water scarcity in future. So that actually give me lot of immense focused in my R&D uh, career.
Okay. So very delighted to note that a research project or a research problem can be inspiring for people to actually get initiated into the career. Many a times we have seen that people first work, practice, and then identify situations. So that's really kudos to you and to your insightful professors and academicians who inspired you to take this particular research problem. Building on to what you just said, that chemical toxic pollutants inspired you to get started. What is your horizon of work today? Are you still looking into that aspect, or have you moved on to other fields? Have you moved or changed your field recently? Because I
Yeah,
saw your publications were like in different
it is
fields,
a
in your
versatile. Yeah. Okay, currently, I am working in a versatile field. Like I'm working in the energy sector, I'm working in the recycling sector. Even if I'm working in the aerospace area, some material development. So basically, I'm a material chemistry.
Mhm.
If you will see in all the field, my role is to develop the materials.
Okay.
So whether it be in water, or it be in energy, or any kind of problem. And the second part is waste to wealth. Means any waste we can make it valuable by putting in a proper fashion or treating in a proper manner. That is the main uh, focus of my future career, and you can say this is my dream project, how I can contribute along with all my institute support, all the government support, and all my students, those who are working. They are the heart of all the works. Actually, I am working with them. They are not working with me. That concept I build up. I always tell my student, you are my friends. So I am learning from you also. So that culture we build at the lab, and therefore different student has different their interest is different.
Mhm.
So that also give me lot of opportunity to understand their interest, how to put their interest into a proper R&D problem, so that it will have an impact in the future R&D of India, maybe other country. So coming from water, we found that this problem, let it be for fluoride, arsenic, cadmium, lead, whatever the problem, this problem actually it is coming from the waste stream of industrial solutions and other amenities of human activities. So why not we are putting the effort to think from the the origin of the waste, origin of these things, the major origin. One is geogenic origin, anthropogenic origin, and another is human origin, or you can say this is because of industrial revolution, other thing. So then I just little bit moved in different way to take out how this waste stream affected and how we can minimize the waste stream, as well as we can develop some process where such kind of things will not come into the waste, that create interest towards the recycling, or you can say industrial sludge, industrial solid generation, where generally these things are generally incorporated. So if we can mitigate it from there, it will never come to the water stream. Generally it is an industrial practice. They put the water into the stream after some environmental clearance. So in that things, some kind of ppb level which is not detectable under certain equipments or certain instrument, that is going unwantedly to the our river or our surface water. So for that we thought, okay, from the very beginning we need to stop it. So that creates an interest in recycling sector. So
Well,
anyway, it is, yeah.
I think that you wish to continue. You were adding something. Sorry, I interrupted in between.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm just intrigued and interested with the way you are saying that you moved on from one sector to the other, from identifying the pollutants to actually prevention to causation, and not only, building academic work, but you are also worried about the societal concerns. I am going to make this one step further, that beyond society, your family is also in between there. And you are handling so many portfolios. When I was reading your CV, I was like, really mind boggled that, it takes a lifetime to complete one PhD and to make somebody else complete a PhD, and that to 5 students. I think really that needs to be acknowledged and truly put on board, that how do you become an inspiration, and how do you then manage household? I think I want to first know, how do you feel that, this household and your work, how you bring that balance? After that, we come to the second part of the question, which I'm deeply interested in.
Yeah, it's you can say that I actually, when I enter to the office, I forgot my house. Though though a lot of phone calls coming, whenever it is needed in my house, I reach over there, and I'm staying with my two kids. My husband is at Ranchi. He
Okay.
come. And it is like a, I'm managing my kids and my old mother also. Like three kids I'm managing, and this is like, I fix my time. Okay, this is my lap time. I just told all my kids, including my mother, minimal disturbance I needed in my uh, lap time or official time. Then I spend completely evening time after 7:30 with my kids. They are fulfilling their needs, and then after 12 I used to work. So
Okay.
this is like, I generally sleep only 3, max 4 hours, not not more than that. So I used to disturb my students at the night. Usually, these days people are always fond of all this mobile and other online applications. So I usually disturb them, that whether you are working or not at night, because see, I am working, so you have to work. I call them to my home, and I literally torture them. You just be with me 2 hours to finish this publication or to finish this. I know it is a difficult part for them, but it is needed. If will not work, then nothing will finish. So that is my work culture, and from my side, I am very much satisfied that I'm managing my home, my kids very well, and also office. And the inspiration I get from my grandmother. My
Okay.
grandmother, my father. I lost my father when I was 3 years old. So I educated at my grandfather and grandmother house, and in a, you can say, in a very traditional Orthodox family, where generally girls are not entertained to go into the education to make their life prosper. It is understood that they should get some educations and they should get married, have kids, like that. But my grandmother, who actually posed me that you need a job, whatever the, it's not for financial things. You have to prove yourself that being a girl child, you can prosper and you can change the mentality of people, of these people or that society, at what my mother suffered that days. So therefore, I always whenever I start my work, I always pray my grandmother uh, presence in my life. I always give lot of thanks to God that He gave me such a wonderful lady.
I
So,
think what you just made us realize is the power of collaboration between us as women, and the post that we keep talking of, this Wednesday, Mondays, Fridays, different initiatives which we are doing under Vicky's and what W for W Foundation, trying to put women into forth and collaborating among women itself. I think your grandmother has definitely proven that step to us, that if we work together we can certainly move forward. When you said that you are doing the late night meetings, Mansi will definitely agree with me that we are also all free and doing meetings in night only. And I think this is the right time for Mansi to step in and take the story and conversations forward. Over to you, Mansi. I think both of us will enjoy watching you two talk. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Vandana, and thank you once again, Mamata, for joining us today. And I was so happily listening to your conversations, especially my pick from where you said that you were concerned and you want to change the perception of waste and go on the route of waste to wealth. And your deep concern, or why not really go and do some effort on the point source pollution for that matter. You are very concerned, and that's where you also really bring forth this interconnectedness with that water brings, because if you look at your publications, your students' thesis, that interconnectedness comes very, very clear. And it was rightfully connected with the social aspect of your life by Vandana by asking the question, how do you really gain strength? And it is also very overwhelming when you talk about your grandmother, and we are already talking about this, vision of women from long time, to see what is the potential of a girl child or of a woman. To from there, because we are talking about more women leadership in water sector, I'm sure you are also coming across this situation that there aren't many women in the water sector. And particularly when we get deeper and we start looking at women leadership, we find that it is a rare case, you know. And I mean, so basically I'm talking about 100 Mamata like scientists in one city. And I think it is possible because we can very easily find men in water sector and also in a, in a leadership position. So I just want to understand from you, because you have been in this field for a long time now. Why do you think that women are really not seen so much in the water sector, and that too, it is rare in the leadership position in water sector? What is your experience over the years? Why are we so few in numbers, where we are the privileged ones, where we are actually having some say and at least some acknowledgement that we are doing water? What is your thought on this?
first of all, I would like to say women are silent workers. They always at home also you will see all the household jobs is mostly managed by women. But whenever anything comes, it comes to men. It's not to women. Like that, many women, we are thinking the women are less, they are working in the water sector less. It's not like that. If we really capable of getting connected with all the women, you will see the wiki concept will overwhelming by the presence of lot of women. Then only we will understand how much quantity of people are working, because water is such a problem. Only women can understand than men, because it concern about the about your family health is most probably hygienic. Also, women needs first of all the clean water for their self and also for their family. So I don't think uh, other like if you see the gender things, then maybe women are the better, they can understand what is the problem, starting from scarcity of water, collection of water, and maintaining the quality of the water. Everywhere you'll find the women only. So if you are going to low incomes community to high income community also, everywhere they are the responsible person for the society, for the community. They are working every day for this water sector. So we need to connect with real people. Then only we'll see what is the mass, what is the percentage people are working here. So which is the idea of wiki, I understand. So therefore, we are in the forum and we need to work more to connect it and to sort out the problem and also to solve the problem.
Very well put, actually. So what I understand from you is that there are many women working in the water sector, but I guess all these years we were missing a network of organization or network of women where the mass of the women workforce in the water can be very explicitly visible. And definitely that has been an effort in the Water Resource Council now since I have joined there as in the leadership position. And I still am very keen to understand when I'm talking about leadership per se, when you say that there are many women in the water sector, which I agree, but the global standard says 1 in 5. Huh? So, then one thing is that being in the sector, and another thing is being in the decision making, because there are many wrong decisions taken because women are not in the leadership position. And that may be a hypothesis and you may disagree with me. But because we are actually talking about bringing all these women into one network so that the mass of women leadership is visible nationally, and at least we all will try to make it a mass and project it nationally. One thing also you said very nicely is that women are silent workers. I tend to disagree on this, I agree on the fact that they are silent workers, but I tend to disagree when I am looking for the leadership qualities, because if they do not attain those leadership qualities or the positions for that matter, we are unable to change the rising water distress, So what do you think that we can do as a network or as an individual woman leader, and how can we bring a difference where we can really, bring more women at the forefront, make their voice visible or audible, or make their presence, acknowledged and appreciated in the sector, so that they have a fair chance to reach the leadership positions to take, decisions. For example, how would you take your current Wiki WRC position from Odisha? How will you utilize it, capitalize it? And even you are also a very senior scientist in your organization. How do you see the potential of really making, I'm basically talking about a lot of noise, that there are women. So in short, over to you, Mamata.
So, yeah, Mansi, what you have said, it's rightly said that though lot of women are working, but they are not in the leadership positions. Being it a political things, being it is a policy decision, being it is a advocacy, being it is a resource efficiency, these are the things where generally, the percentage of women are very less, very less. So that is the concern. Through wiki we can minimize, and we can make them reflected. Whatever they are doing, the real reflection. It's not like we can hype somebody. We have to go to a original platform, and we can mostly through wiki we can do a lot of awareness program where the women can know, okay, this is a platform, we can represent our work, and we can weigh and measure our work whether we have the capabilities to participate in the policy making decision, or to participate in the data collection. Generally government also getting lot of data, so this data also collected by many agencies. So
Yes.
there also women can visualize themselves, their work can be, you can say the monograph and other thing can be highlighted.
Yes.
Okay, these are the things these women's works are collecting through monographs or some kind of review, let's say, or maybe they are commenting in some way. You can also find some kind of press release where they also commented, okay, this informations are not correct, or this information need to be revised. That kind of things is not coming from the women. Particularly women are not participating, and why they are not participating, it is also has a reason. Because sometimes what I feel, it is my personal experience, sometimes in other way we are also like in some platform, okay, we are not in the behind. Okay, some family constraint is there, some official constraint is there, some or other constraint where women consider, okay, these are the constraint, I need to take care of this, and I need to back my position or my career, like that. So these things need to be revitalized between the means within the women itself, by interacting them through wiki also we can reach. And in Odisha, in Odisha, people work hard, but the visualization is less as compared to other states. But if you'll find lot of work is done in Odisha also. So that internally we have made 3-4 person we made Nivedita also with us, and UNDP from UNDP also we represented one women candidate. So like we discuss among ourselves, and we are making in such a way that we need to first get some document, proper document, what is the real problem. It's not being R&D, it is like is a if you can say social aspect, whatever the real problem people are facing. Then we need to identify the NGOs, what they are working, really they are working in which aspect, whether they are really working for collecting data or really working for this mitigation of this problem, and whether this scientific approach is there or not. That also, because many things you will see in India, it is a practice, we are always working without science much, we working like day to day practice. So that also really not mitigating the problem. Rather it is enhancing the problem in other way around, and general people are not aware of that. So that is majorly we are focusing. Initially we need to collect all the data, then we need to channelize, not only in scientific aspect or with social aspect, with business aspect, because a lot of business ventures will come. Like since government of India, Modi ji has already declared a lot of you can say startup company, then the India make in India. So these water issue can be very well represented towards a business sector, be it by collection management of water, or you can say the mitigation of water problem, or you can say the water restoration. That also is a, so these all 3 points we have discussed, and we are also working how to make it very visualized and very in a very composite ways, so that it will work. We will not get failure. So that is our plan to take Wiki ahead in Odisha.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. Sorry. Thank you so much, Mamata. Interesting that you raise an important point when I asked you about how can we really bring more women on board. You mentioned about the authenticity, that we cannot hype someone, but we need to know authentic people and their work in the field of water, which is very important. Otherwise, it may also harm the way a network has been built, and also the very purpose of appreciating and acknowledging women's work. You also do mention about the range of fields where women are working and can engage and all. And interestingly, because we have been talking of this session as well, your plans to really do a lot of things through this council as well. So that brings me towards the last question, and then we can also open it for 1 or 2 questions from our participants if the time permits today. Very simple message to younger generation, particularly who are entering the water profession. And first, to stay in the profession, there is a future and there is a need for more. But more importantly, how at the workplace to make it more gender inclusive and make it more women friendly workplace, so that women also have a fair chance to reach the leadership ladder. At least they should be able to. What kind of message would you have for younger generation? And that younger generation is actually for both, for all genders. So it's how to make a woman friendly water profession.
Yeah.
What will be your message for them?
Yeah. Firstly, whenever anybody start any type of career, like water is a vast area. It's not like only R&D.
Yes.
They can do some management. They can do some even if geographical research can be done. We have to dig out what are the sources of water, new sources of water, and also we can also into the industrial sector, where really the wastewater is the future of all over world. When there is a water scarcity, we need to recycle the water. There is no option. So that is a hot area where we look into in more professional ways. So for that, everybody should understand the ground issues. So we can't work in the remaining in the surface. We need to see what are the real problem, and it will take time. It is not like that you will immediately catch the problem. So you need to understand the problem, and dedication is utmost. So whatever the area you are working, any area, not only water, any gender also, they need to, first of all, they should dedicate their self, and they should distinguish. Even if not only nowadays, mains are also a lot of family issues. Anyway, we need to because family is the prime aspects. We need to have time to the family, but at the same time, when we are committed, when we are doing a job and we are salarized, or we are identified our genuineness, our personality, or our professional career, there we need to focus. Whatever the problem, that should be in that position. We should go ahead with that problem. We should first dedicate our work culture. We should make it so cool, so that even if people are coming, people are telling, okay, women are like that, they are manipulating, it is obvious you will understand. If a woman is getting success, whatever the extra time they are putting, generally women loves to work hard. They put extra time, and they sacrifice their other entertainment, everything. So at that stage also, we are facing a lot of questions. Why you are working? You are Also means you are not caring your family much, and also maybe you are taking second other way and around to make your visibility more. So mostly these are not facts. Very few women, I don't think it is not acceptable at all. Being a woman, I can't accept that type of things. So that things need to be reflected, that a other part, those who are looking at you, they will say no, we cannot say such type of comments to that person because she or he is working hard and they are dedicated. That type of things we need to develop. That is only when your work culture is more strong, you can utilize your time perfectly. You are not means you can't divert your time to other aspect. If you're doing something, be in that and try on that. So that is my message to all the youngster and all the community people, those who really want to work hard. Because now, if you see, it is we only carry out what is our futures. Because everything is depleting, starting from water to minerals, everything. And our population is going like in a hype like anything. So that is we only concern, individual only concern, so that we can carry a better future to our youngster. So that is my message to all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. A very important message for me as well, to stay dedicated, but at the same time be strict on what people say around you. But important, I think you raise a very pertinent point, talking about being dedicated, and especially when you say that if you are dedicated at the work front, to some extent, actually, we are also helping our families to stay better, because at the end of the day, we are working on water. So they are not two different things, they are interconnected, you know. So that's a very nice way to give a message to all people, that no matter what you do, it's all one water. So you better be more, you know, honest to the water working, or honest to what you do in any field, because water has diverse areas to engage. And also your resume and experience shows many of those diverse areas. So with this, we come towards an end to the conversation, and this conversation is also meant to authenticate the people who are doing genuine work, as you rightly pointed out, that it is very important that we have some kind of process to really identify the women who are genuinely into the field, and then highlight their work. So thank you so much, Mamata, and I invite Vandana to do a thank note, and if there is any question from our participants, they can also ask our guest, and Vandana will moderate that. Thank you, Vandana.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mansi.
Mansi. Is there anybody who wishes to ask a question? I think Priyanka and Nivedita are there. The others have moved out. Priyanka?
Ma'am, it was a very informative talk from all three of you, and I'm like elated to be a part of this talk today evening. But ma'am, there is this pressing concern that I have, that, you know, we think a lot, we try to implement a lot, but somewhere it stays within certain boundaries and is not like, you know, to the people who are actually affected, it's taking a lot of time for the actual mitigation to happen. So what should we do in this regard so that the actual thing comes into action, and, you know, everybody is aware of the threat that they're living, that they're drinking?
Over to you, Mamata ji.
Yeah, Priyanka, you have raised the real concern, particularly it not only R&D, it is like implementation also, like how the society, from the society to the policymaker, from the policymaker to the government, and then from the government it is like lot of schemes like Make in India and Swachh Bharat. You see, this type of scheme also affected people, and affected people also to channelize the system perfectly and to make the things easier. Similarly, in water sector also, though it is a water is a part of all this scheme, but for the particularly for the water, such kind of things need to be revitalized, and it's need to be concerned that lot of R&D funds, not only R&D funds, some societal fund also is needed, where people can make awareness. Okay, these are if you have a problem, if you will go to doctor and he will not tell your problem, then how it will be solved? In the same thing, we have a problem, we are just trying to telling, okay, this is a problem, this is a problem, but we could not able to recognize the particular doctor, we could not recognize the particular hospital. So same thing happened here. We need to find a platform where all these things channelized properly. Nowadays, if you will not network, not do the things in consortia mode, you can't achieve anything. So many things is connected. Similarly, research problem, as I understand you are a researcher and your concern is you are struggling now, you are not getting right directions. So this thing will come when you yourself make visible that I am working on this. You can go to industry, you can go to the platform. Okay, I'm working on this. I want, I have developed something. I need to it tested by somebody. Then you go to further and say, okay, I have tested it. Can you make it as a product? Or you can go to the societal awareness program. You can tell people, okay, these are the problem I am working, please support me, I want to make myself dedicated for this particular work. So that things will happen only from you and you, then only you can connect yourself to others. And if you will not make yourself available to others, then nothing can be done. So I hope you understand what
Yes,
I
ma'am.
told you.
Yes, ma'am. That was a good direction that I've got.
You have
And
to initiate. If any problem, if you are thinking, because now you are an independent person, so you can take this challenge. Okay, it is not happening, I will start it, and I will take help of certain platform. Let wiki is one of the platform, you can take it ahead. Okay,
yes,
so it is my perception. I may many other may not agree, but I always take the thing like that.
I think, Mamata ji, you have given us the right mantra of taking things in stride. You have given us a good mantra of actually taking the initiative of our own. You have already showcased to us that even if you are a silent worker, your work will speak volumes about you. And we have been truly inspired by whatever you have shared with us. Your candid conversation about your family, your grandmother definitely has been something that we would relish and would like to share with our audience also. The audience would definitely recognize the fact that how, despite adverse circumstances, you have really tread a very tremendously well done job. So we are very happy to have you amidst us. So big thank you on behalf of the entire team for having shared your conversations with us. We're also grateful to have learned about your individual endeavors right from your inception of the project to the latest onset, your plans through Wiki platform. I think all this would be truly inspiring for your young leaders. For the benefit of audience, we will be sharing our YouTube links. Do keep checking out our social media platforms. For the next week, we have Ms. Sharda Bharti joining us at the same time. So I would request Priyanka also to continue joining our conversations and keep getting inspired. Perhaps you will get more people to network with and initiate a conversation for your not only one research problem, but many others as well. Yeah. So look forward to meeting you all same time next week. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Yeah.
thank
Thank you.